So that doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. That's my opinion. Hi kitty cats! So today we're going to talk about brushes. It seemed to be something that people had asked about before, and I thought I would finally do something. I'm just going to talk about my favorite brushes. I had a set of Morphe brushes too, and they have disappeared. They are probably in a purse somewhere. So those aren't really my favorite though. I like them, and I use them like to have in my bag in case I need to touch something up, which doesn't happen too often. Because I don't really go there many places. But we're going to talk about what my favorites are. Starting right with what I like to put my foundation on with. Because my primer I just put on with my fingers. When I'm doing foundation, I actually, some of these brushes are dirty, I'm sorry, but because I use them a lot. And so this is my favorite foundation brush. This is actually a generic brush that came in a set from Wish. If you look on Wish and you see these like handles with a set, and this is in there, that's probably the set that I bought. It's just a kabuki brush, and it's just amazing. It's really soft, and yet it's not so soft that it's not usable. Like, I don't know if you've ever had a brush like that. I've had a few brushes that, like, they're soft, but they're so soft I can't use them. Like, they don't blend things well. They don't put product on well because they're just too soft. This is like perfect, and it's really surprising because it's like just some generic thing from Wish. Wish is one of those places where sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not so great. And this time it was really great, and I'm really happy with it. If you really look at it, you can see there's still a foundation like in there. But this is like my favorite brush for putting on foundation. So try Wish sometimes for some brushes. I mean, sometimes you won't get anything good. I have a few brushes from Wish that are like crap. I just threw out a brush when I was going through these things because it was so bad. But sometimes you get a really great brush. So, you know, it's really inexpensive. And a friend of mine told me recently that she has actually let Wish know when she had something bad, and they actually gave her money back and everything. So, I mean, that's good to know that they'll do that. She said it took some time, but she did get it back. So anyways, favorite foundation brush. After that, we're going to go with the concealer, except I don't use a brush for concealer. I use whatever wand comes with the concealer, or I use my fingers, and then I blend it out with, you know, a beauty blender. I buy generic beauty blenders too. I would love to get a real beauty blender, but I can't afford it. Recently, I bought some sponges at Walmart that were supposed to be like the beauty blenders, and they were so terrible. They were so soft, and they were so like, you use them and they just picked up the product. They picked up the product and soaked it in. It was terrible, just terrible. And it didn't matter if you had, like, if it was damp or if it was dry, it didn't matter. It still was just picking up the product instead of blending it in. It was just awful. The brush after that would be eyeshadow brushes that I use. Some of my favorite eyeshadow brushes are this sitting out here. Is like one of those C brushes. This is great for just putting on the eyeshadow. This is an e.l.f. brush. It does not, there's no number for it or anything like that. It just says e.l.f. You can find it on the e.l.f. website, and you'll notice it right away. It's the, I think it's called the C brush. I'm not sure, but it's for putting on eyeshadow. I will have everything listed below, so where it came from And you can find this pretty easily. I think a lot of people have seen this. E.L.F. brushes are amazing in my opinion. But like I said, this is great for patting on eyeshadow onto the lid. And then this is very good for blending. This is the E.L.F. crease brush. And I use this to put stuff in my crease and to blend it out a little bit. If I need something bigger for blending, then there's also this other E.L.F. brush that is the E.L.F. eyeshadow blending brush, I believe. And you can see it's a little bit, it's very different. This is, you know, very much more narrow and fluffy at the end. This just fluffs out. It's flat and then fluffs out. And they're both good for different things. Like this is good getting into the crease. This is good for like getting it all like blended through. I also, and this is dirty, I also like this E.L.F. eyeshadow brush. Also good for like blending. I found it to be good for blending. I like fluffy brushes for blending. If I want to do like any sort of details, I have, you know, some generic, this came, you can see they came from the same set. These are okay for like little details. Like today, I was trying to get like the green. I was trying to get the green on my lower lash line. You know, just like smoky a little bit. And that's what I did there. So, because I was messing with my NYX Avant Pop eyeshadow palette, and I was trying to do the greens and see what I could come up with that. And I came up with a pretty crazy green. I feel like a mermaid, actually, with this green. I think those colors are really great for like a mermaid look, too. Now, let's see. So there's that. This is a brush that I use for two different things. This is Sonia Kashuk. I think that's how you say it. Kashuk. Something like that. I know you know what I'm talking about. I got a set at Target and got several brushes from her and line, and this is the liner. So it's supposed to be for lining your eyes with, say, a gel eyeliner, but I also use this when I have a lipstick that might, you know, that might come like this, like what I'm wearing today. It came in a little tiny thing like this. So I use this to get my lips on. And also, when I'm doing the eyes though, I actually prefer something like this. This is also a cheap set I got on Wish. And some of the brushes weren't that great. This brush though, I really like for if I am going to like do eyeliner on my eyes that I don't want smoked out, that I want to get like that, you know, nice sharp look. This is what I try to use. Now, I'm okay. Moving right along. Blush brush. The blush brush. My favorite blush brush. It's right here. It's also Sonia Kashuk. You can't even see it's the powder brush in it. I use this as my blush brush. It is starting to get a little iffy, but I really like this for putting on blush. I also have used this, the Wet n Wild powder brush, to put on my blush, and not so crazy about it as this one. And it seems like the older this one gets, the more I like it. I don't know why. Like, people look at it and go, that brush is crap. And I'm like, I love it. I still love it to this day. The more messed up it gets, the more I seem to like the way it applies my brush. Doesn't make sense, but there you go. It's also, again, you can't see everything's like come off of it because I've had it for so long. It's Sonia Kashuk. It came in a set that I bought at Target. Really good brush in my opinion. Now, if you're gonna go for like a, you know, if you're really trying to do like a sharp contour, which I don't really do, but I have done it a few times. I like this. This is the E.L.F. contour brush. You can see it. It's really, you know, it's like thin. It is soft, but it's also very dense. It works really well if you want to get like a really sharp look. Personally though, when I don't really do the whole like sharp contour. Instead, I'm more of a bronzer type girl. And so I actually like using this Ultimate Blending Brush to put on my bronzer. I dip it into the bronzer and then just get around the lines here, do a little tiny contour, but not like a major one, and then get down all up in here. this is great for that. I love this brush. This, like I said, this is the e.l.f. What was it? The e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. Great brush. It's so soft. It's so nice. I love this brush. So there's a lot of e.l.f. brushes, as you can tell, that I really like, and some generic ones. But I didn't mention, I also like this brush for doing foundation sometimes. I know that seems odd, but this is a Real Techniques brush, and I think my cat's like tried to lay on these brushes earlier or something because there's something not right. But yeah, so you can see it's a little dirty right now, but this is a really great brush. So you should like think about it. Another brush that's great for like doing like a contour or anything is also an e.l.f. brush, as you can see. It's a blending brush, but it's got like that. So, you know, it's really great. Get that in there. But I also have used it for just doing the bronzing, and it works pretty well for that. If you want a good highlight, this I like especially when I'm using certain highlights. Today I used it to put on the Gilded Honey. This is the Luxie 522 Tapered Highlighter. So that's exactly what it's for. And it's really nice. I don't have a lot of Luxie brushes because they're kind of expensive. This is one of the few that I have. I really like it. It's great. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, and my giant fan brush. People are always asking about this if I'm on a Periscope and I'm using this. It was one of those deals from Wish. It was just a huge fan brush they had. It's really great for doing highlighter, especially if I am doing like a powder highlighter like the Wet n Wild Mega Glow. This is in Precious Petals. It's one of my favorite highlighters to use. So inexpensive, and this brush works great with it. Love doing those two together. It's fantastic. I think we're just about through with my favorite brushes. I'm looking through all this stuff because I mentioned that I use that for lips, which sometimes, you know, it's funny. I got this brush in like an eyeshadow palette. Like, you would never use this for eyeshadow. I think this is supposed to be like a crease, and this is supposed to be like, you know, for eyeliner. I don't know what the deal is with this, but I actually like using this for little details. This side here, it's a nice little brush, and it just came with an eyeshadow palette. So it's pretty much what I've got here. I do have another nice little Luxie brush that also I can use for certain details. It is the Luxie This is the Luxie 215 small angle brush, which is nice too. So mostly it's e.l.f. I have a few Wet n Wild that are nice, but mostly it's e.l.f. I do have a Crown. I hate this, actually. I use it. You can tell I've used it, but it's not a favorite. I don't really like Crown brushes, which is funny because I've been told that Crown owns Morphe and they're the same company, and that Morphe are the crappier brushes, which I find hilarious because I really like Morphe and I don't like Crown. So that doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. That's my opinion. I like Morphe brushes. I think they're, you know, nice. Not the best, but nice. Crown though, I have a couple, but I don't particularly care for them. I wouldn't suggest getting Crown brushes, but that's just me. You know, you don't have to agree with me. I have this weird brush here. This is a really bad brush that I will be getting rid of soon. It's really just, there's tons of hairs always coming off of it. It's called the Smudge Tash brush, and it's from Bogachus, Paris. It came in like a Ipsy bag. I do not like this brush. Just saying. I'm not sure if it was Ipsy or Birchbox. I think it was Ipsy though. But yeah, that's my favorite brushes. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll probably do another favorite brushes, you know, next year because it will have changed. I will have gotten more brushes and I'll like different ones. But those are the ones that I really like right now. Like I said, Wish is an app that you can get on your phone. But I think you can put it in online, www.wish.com. I think that's what it is. I will check, and like everything will be down below. and you can check all that stuff out. So, like I said, Elf is probably one of the best places to get brushes, in my honest opinion. Most of my favorite brushes are from Elf. So thank you for watching, and remember always to be kind. Bye-bye, kitty cats. My bra. What's going on with my bra? What's going on with my bra? Gosh, darn. Okay. The brush after that. I'm gonna be okay. So. You're like, what is that noise she's making? I'm like looking in. Okay.